Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is Lucy once again. Today I like us to talk about inclusion and talk about empathy and diversity. Why is it important to talk about these three things at this season or at this time of COVID-19? It's because when we look at the definition of the word inclusion, sometimes we ask ourselves, for who was it thought for and why was it thought about? And the definition of inclusion was literally thought for everybody, because inclusion is not a one-way thing. Inclusion, there are people who have the desire to be included, and there are people who then, in this case, are seeing or thought of the ones including the others. Why? Because some people bring a lot of uniqueness within themselves, and some of them are seen to be unique and not belong, and therefore the idea of inclusion was that everybody should be able to use the same facilities and also use or have part in the activities that are around one's area, as well as make experience through these activities as well as facilities, despite of one's uniqueness, either disabled or where one is disadvantaged. Disadvantage could be language barriers, could be different reasons why one feels disadvantaged. Maybe one feels as a disadvantaged person self, and one is seen as a disadvantaged person, and therefore the idea about inclusion was to make sure that everybody feels good and everybody is then included within the society or within the communities. And now, looking at this season we are into, we find that we somehow feel isolated in one way or another, because there is no movement, there is no more freedom of one's taking part in every activity one could have wished to, and there is also no more freedom of making experiences as one could want to. Things are on lockdown, and we find that we are now at the place where we are either at home, or maybe we had traveled and we have to stay there where we have traveled to, and due to that, then the inclusion idea tends to be a little bit misunderstood. But now it's a very quiet time whereby we can have, or rather spend time and call ourselves and go into ourselves and try to define, to have a personal definition of inclusion, because everybody has a personal definition of inclusion. Because some think, yeah, I don't have to think about it, that is for people who are disabled. Maybe I don't have to think about it, that is for immigrants who have immigrated in a certain town, in a certain country. Some feel I don't have to think about it because I'm okay, you know. And now, this season, everybody has to think about it, because everyone is depending on something. And that was so clear to see that after the lockdown, everyone felt, wow, how will it work out? There was some kind of a panic. And you can imagine that this is a worldwide thing, and it's not choosing. It is not choosing the minority, the most educated, and it's really not choosing. It's coming and attacking us all, and therefore that's why we are all having this kind of an emotion. And that was a very good experience when it comes to the definition of inclusion, to see. Just imagine people who have been fighting all along, all their lives. They've been fighting to even have a sense of inclusion or feeling included. They've been trying to prove all their lifetime so that they can feel they belong. They've been fighting all the time for their voice to be understood, for their voice to be heard. Can you feel what they have been feeling? Because at this time, everybody has felt something. Everyone must have felt that fear. Everyone must have felt the anger of the whole pandemic that has happened. And that's where we now come in with the word empathy. Empathy is simply the ability to understand the feelings of another person. And in many times, we all lived like, yeah, I can understand what it means to be a migrant. Yeah, I can understand what it means to be a parent of a child with special need. I can understand what it means to be a parent of a child with immigrant status. I can understand. Everything was, I can understand for some who haven't experienced this kind of a season before, because so many people haven't experienced this for so many years, right? And for them, it's a new experience. So you can imagine what people go through who have this kind of a uniqueness. And now when I talk about uniqueness, we are talking about, we are now going to the top, to the diverse part of our lives, and the uniqueness of what people bring along, maybe because of their specialness, maybe of their skin color, maybe of their language barrier, maybe because of their culture, maybe because of their physical appearances, this kind of a uniqueness, right? And that's where the diversity plays a big role now, and feeling what the other part feel because of being disadvantaged is now literally being experienced by so many people. And don't you look at it as if it's during this season of COVID-19, as if we are disadvantaged because of a choice. It is not a choice. Yeah? It is not a choice. It's something that has happened. We all have to react and be cautious, right? And you can imagine when someone always see the other disadvantaged person as a choice. Many people have left their countries because of not having a choice. Many people have their cultural background, they had no choice. And because of that uniqueness, it's not right to put them in a level whereby they cannot go beyond. They can only go up to that level and nothing more, because of the beliefs that we have. This season has proven to us, no matter what belief one has, we are all one. No matter where one comes from, we are one. And diversity is the most beautiful thing that the world can experience. This we are experiencing through lockdown, whereby nothing is happening. So we have seen that for economy to be good, we need a diverse world. We have seen that for things to get better, we need each other. We need a diverse world. No, it's not about who is who can and who is greater and who is poor, who is very structured and who is not very structured. It's trying to understand the weaknesses of others and try to put everything together, the strength and the weaknesses. That's what makes our world strong. And this is something that each one of us has experienced. It's not just out of empathy that we can understand. It's something that we've all experienced. And now here comes the question. We've experienced, we've all tried the best we could. Everybody has played a role in one or another. We are now seeing some signs of hope. We are hopeful. We are grateful for the authorities that have worked day and night to make sure that we are all protected and have hope for our tomorrow. Our question now should be, how ready are we to face our tomorrow? This is my biggest question to you. How well prepared are we to face our tomorrow? How are we going to embrace our new journey? Because it's a journey that is yet to be started. It's a journey that requires a lot from us. Change of the way we see things, change our mindset, change our beliefs, and humanity plays a big role. We've seen how we can save our world when we all play humanity. There was nowhere where it was only a team of everybody was involved. And we've seen that together the world can be a better place. Yeah. And now the question is, are we willing to look at things at a different perspective? Are we willing to see that child who in lifetime has been struggling to find their identity just because of many different various reasons, got confused and could not find their self-esteem anymore. Are we willing to see that child as a child and not the culture background and not any uniqueness that this child brings along, but to see that child as that child? Are we willing to see that woman as that woman with the uniqueness that she brings? Are we willing to give that woman the chance that she deserves? Are we willing to make that place where we are a better place by trying to integrate ourselves and trying to see things as they are and not assume how they should have been or how they should be? It's our responsibility to change how we saw things before, because we have seen that things can change and things can be done according to the humankind. Remember, it's not all about being perfect. It's just about the will to do it. And the will to do that requires forgiveness. All the things we've been carrying, it's time to let go and say, I didn't know it better. Now I know it better. I will do it differently. It's about creating that space for that one person who never thought they could have been. And that is what will define our new journey after the COVID-19. I hope I could put some points whereby we will be able to revisit ourselves, use this quiet time, call ourselves for that short meeting, identify who we are. We can never give what we don't have, and we can never serve, and we can never help if we ourselves don't have within ourselves. That's why it all starts within ourselves. Inclusion, empathy, diversity starts from ourselves. It was a pleasure to be with you. And until next time, let's continue asking ourselves, how inclusive am I? For who is inclusion thought about for? And how can I make it to make inclusion be better? This is your sister Lucy. Until next time.